Welcome to my kitchen. Woo! As you know, we'll be focusing today on a South African classic, the roosterkoek. Your challenge today will incorporate accompaniment dishes of your choice. So I'm going to start with my meat, and then we'll get stuck into the dough.
What are we drilling? Why are you picking up a drill?
Lord.
What on earth is happening here? It's insane.
Yeah. I'll move. Okay. So I'm drilling a hole through the bone so that I can hang some wire through there and hang it next to the fire. Okay? Wat ek nodig het om te gebeur is dat daai vet in die vleis inkorporeer.
I love this method of cooking meat. I've seen it a lot in Argentinian food. It's raw, it's simple, and it brings so much flavor.
Now, let's get on to the dough. Firstly, I'll be dissolving my yeast. Not too much water. I specifically use fresh yeast if I'm in a rush. Next up, critical. And I brought some for you too. This is my poolish. Normally we ferment naturally with the sourdough starter. If it's the night before and I realize that I want to bake tomorrow morning, I still need that flavor, I need that extra volume. How do I do that? I do that with a poolish. Same amount of flour as water with just a small grain of yeast.
I've never worked with poolish in my life. I've never heard of it.
As you can see, no kneading, and it's built its own structure just from resting. This is a common misunderstanding about how to develop gluten. People think you need to beat it out of the dough. I say it'll do it itself.
I didn't know that the gluten structure can develop on its own. I'm used to working the gluten myself.
I specifically use South African farmed wheat flour, okay, milled with stones to maintain the integrity of the grain.
Fritz is looking relaxed, and that's making me quite uneasy because I don't know how much time we're gonna get, but I know that it's gonna be a tight one today.
I will add the water slowly to monitor my hydration levels.
Fritz, I noticed that you didn't add some sugar.
So I'm a bit of a purist, okay? I don't add sugar, I don't add anything that is not required to enhance the dish.
I always add a bit of oil and I add sugar because the yeast feeds on the sugar.
I'll be resting this dough for 20 to 30 minutes.
He's doing things differently than how I do things. And he's gonna be judging my bread, so I'm like, should I do it his way, should I do it my way?
I'll be making two variations of the roosterkoek today, a sweet option and a savory option. Jay, would you mind giving me a hand?
Of course.
Go, Jay.
Lekker. Me cooking alongside Fritz, I couldn't ask for anything better.
So we'll be making the onion confit that will be pairing with our meat. It's going to be fatty, oily, juicy, and a flavor bomb. We're going to use a combination of leeks, red onion, white onion, spring onion. As you've seen, I put the thyme at the bottom, nice fat butter, a little bit of salt, lots of olive oil.
The confit he is making looks so delicious, and pairing with that meat, such a good combination.
Right now, the meat is enjoying a few licks of heat, and the confit is simmering in its own juices. Now, the dough has rested long enough for me to do the first fold.
Wow.
Oh my word, that bread dough looks incredible. The bubbles in it, you can see why he is top of his game.
One part that I absolutely love about baking is that the dough is actually communicating with you. It's telling you exactly what's happening and what it needs and when.
You can see the bubbles, so you can see that the chemical reaction has just taken place and the yeast has, eaten its food. I don't know what it ate because there's no sugar in there.
I'm going to be starting with my sweet version now. Beautiful dried figs from the figgery. Cast the sugar. Add lemon rind. Open up that pod. I want this to turn into a jam, but I'm going to put it on a lighter heat to make sure it doesn't go too jammy. The dough is now rested completely.
Wow!
Jeez.
Yeah, no, it's insane. That's insane. He tips that dough out onto the bench and it just looks like a beautiful cloud.
Fritz, can I join you so that I can have a feel of the dough as well?
Yes, please, join me.
Thank you.
This is a proper bread dough, all right? You can feel those pockets. You can even see, just from the beautiful textures that you're finding up here, that we did everything absolutely perfectly. So feel this and go for that. Okay, you can get out my kitchen. Okay, I'll be portioning it differently for the two different dishes. I want to go for something bigger for that steak confit abundance. I'm going to go for something a little bit more delicate for my sweet option.
I'm really trying to concentrate on how he handles the dough. He's literally treating it like a little baby.
I'm used to using the bench to shape my bread, and he's using his hands just so that he keeps the air pockets inside.
Classic cream cheese ganache. Nice bit of cream. White chocolate.
Ooh, when he makes that ganache, it fed my soul. And he's cooking it in an open fire, so the heat is helping the chocolate melt quicker, and he's very quick on his feet.
Adding the cream cheese. Although not the easiest way, I wouldn't have it any other way than cooking outside.
Come on, Fritz, you can do it. Check those guns. There's steak, there's the fig jam. There's so many components, and he's managed to do this while we are standing in front of him.
Now to the important part. Ons gaan nou die roosterkoek braai. Wow.
This is next level stuff, man. I'm just like mind blown.
So what you're seeing right there is that final rise. We call it oven spring, okay? And that's doing it now. The last living yeast sound is now going.
It looks like it's just come out of an oven. It's absolutely incredible how much rise he can get on an open flame.
Immediately what was a good indicator is I saw smoke, which means that you can see what I'm going for. So the charriness is part of the magic. You'll also find your hot spots now on your bake, and that means that you can start moving them around accordingly.
Fritz is flipping his bread on the fire so fast. He even forgot about the tongs. I'm like, this man and his fingers, yo.
Lekker, guys. This is looking spot on. Nice and charred, nice and airy. Yep.
Baking bread on fire is very tricky, actually. So the way they came out, top notch.
For our sweet ones, we're going to give it a quick fry.
I'm thinking, this man, when's a makuinya? Hey, boy.
Found that weird. It's like making a guinya.
It's beautiful, medium to rare. This goes into the bowl. Final bit of seasoning with some Malden salt. So homemade chimichurri, flat leaf parsley, chilies, garlic, olive oil, lemon zest, just to lift this nice, beautiful.
Oh, now I just want to eat that steak.
Moment of truth. It smells amazing.
That aroma just fills the air, and we're outdoors. It's insane.
Okay, this looks amazing. It's deliciously soft.
I'm just like, can I eat this? Can I eat this? It looks so good. It smells so good.
The final steps for the sweet version of the roosterkoek. After frying it quickly, I'm going to open up a small hole in the center. I'm going to pipe in my fig jam, roll it in my lavender dust.
Lightly dipped in lavender dust. Oh, let's make it a little bit of fine dining.
Finally, some cream cheese ganache. Finish it off. That's it. Roosterkoek two ways. We have our steak, chimichurri on your onion confit, and we've got our sweet version, fig compote, cream cheese ganache, and lavender dusting.